What's poppin'? It's your boy Tim FX. In today's video, we are going to be going over tips for beginner Forex traders. This is a very important video for you as a beginner because it is guaranteed to shorten your learning curve to becoming a profitable Forex trader. And before I get into the video, I just want to make sure that you guys have a pen and some paper because you are going to want to take notes on this. You don't just want to watch the video, you want to make sure that you take these notes and you read over them multiple times. And with that being said, let's just get right into it. Guys, for tip number one, I have don't overtrade. This is probably the biggest mistake that new traders make next to falling victim to FOMO and over leveraging. And if you guys don't know what those two are, don't worry about it because it's going to be later in the video. But as a new trader, the most amount of trades that you should be taking is at least like 2 per day. And the reason why I say at least 2 is because if you know that you only have 2 trades in the trading day, you're going to make sure that those 2 trades are the best trades possible. But let's say if you have like 10 trades, you're going to be comfortable even if you lost around 3, because you're going to be like, all right, I lost 3, but now I still got 7 more trades. You know? And you guys always have to remember that the market is open 24/5, which means that in a given trading week, you have around 120 hours to take trades. Like, you have all the time in the world. You guys should not be taking a crazy amount of trades per day, which is only going to lead to you blowing your account. You know what I'm saying? And when you're trading, when you lose a trade, your first reaction shouldn't be, oh yeah, let me just re-enter into the trade. Like, you guys should be taking trades that you have every reason to get into. Like, for every trade, you should be able to tell yourself, why am I getting into this trade? And it shouldn't just be based off of one reason. You should have multiple reasons for entering into any trade. All right, you guys, for number 2, I have know your correlations. This is really important because as a trader, you want to avoid trading correlations, because if you're trading 2 pairs that are correlated, then you are essentially taking the same trade. And for the people who don't know what correlations are, I'm going to go over the 2. If you have a positive correlation, then that means, well, if X pair is going up, then Y pair is going up, and vice versa. Like, they're going to do the same thing. And if you have a negative correlation, that means it's going to do the opposite. So if you have X pair going up, then Y pair is going down, and obviously vice versa. And here's an example. Let's say that you have USD CAD and USD JPY. If USD CAD is going up, then USD JPY is going up. And if USD CAD is going down, USD JPY is going down. So if you put in a buy for USD CAD and a sell for USD JPY, what did you just do? Well, the trades go against each other. If you win USD CAD, well, you just lost USD JPY. You just broke even, and vice versa. So you, as a trader, you want to trade 2 pairs that aren't correlated to each other so that you can avoid taking the same exact trade. All right, you guys, for number 3, I have pay attention to the news. This is really important for new traders because a lot of new traders think that just because they are fully a technical trader, they don't have to pay attention to the fundamentals or the news that's coming out. And although this may be true to an extent, you always want to pay attention to the major news events, such, for example, non-farm payroll, which comes out every first of the week on Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, or CPI, which is Consumer Price Index, interest rates, GDP, which is Gross Domestic Product. All of these news events are major news events that will cause major volatility and also indecision inside of the market. So if you're placing a trade and you don't know of the news event, your trade could easily get stopped out, and you might wonder why. Like, why was there so much momentum in the market all of a sudden? Well, this is probably because a news event came out. So you always want to be aware of the news event so that you can avoid losing your trades randomly. And if you need to find out what news is coming out, all you have to do is look up an economic calendar. My FX book is a great website to go to if you need to find an economic calendar. And on my FX book specifically, you can find out the major news events because they are color coded in red. So any news event that is color coded in red, you want to avoid that time when the news comes out to not be trading. For number 4, I have don't fall victim to the fear of missing out, also known as FOMO. Now, I would like to point out that FOMO is a psychological factor. Like, it all has to do with your mindset. And even the most profitable traders still at this point still will fall victim to FOMO. So my goal right now is to give you guys what the causes of FOMO are and give you guys some examples and then some solutions to help you guys not fall victim to FOMO. The 4 causes of FOMO are fear, greed, jealousy, and impatience. Let's start off with fear. Let's say that you're in a buy trade, but your trade starts to enter into drawdown. This is where your fear is going to start to kick in. Price keeps going down, and since you're afraid you might get stopped out, you switch your bias to a sell position. This is where FOMO has already taken over. But as soon as you switch, price starts to go into your initial direction, which is your bullish bias that you thought, and you get stopped out in your short position. So you basically just lost 2 positions because you switched your initial bias. Because if you held your buy position, you would have never got stopped out, and you would have hit take profit in that position. So to avoid FOMO in this situation, you could have trusted your initial bias and allowed your stop loss to be a stop loss. Because we set stop losses so that we could prevent a loss. And there's no reason for you to exit out of a trade before your stop loss gets hit, because you never know. Price might get 2 pips away from your stop loss and still go inside of your direction. And if you exit the trade early and then price does go into your direction, you're going to end up like how it was in this example, where you end up switching your bias and then losing more trades than you had to. As for cause number 2, I have greed. Inside of Forex, the last thing you want to do is be that person who tries to catch a train that's already left, or be that person to try to catch a falling knife. In other words, let's say that you're analyzing price and then price makes this major move up or down. The last thing you want to do is try to catch that move at the very top. In other words, let's say that like you're at an amusement park or something like that, and the roller coaster ride has already went to the top, and now everybody's at the top sitting inside of their seats waiting for the drop. Are you gonna fly all the way up to the top of the roller coaster and try to get inside that seat just so you could catch the ride on the way down? No. You're gonna wait for that ride to drop. You're gonna wait for the ride to come back around, and you're gonna get in on the next opportunity. And that's exactly how you guys need to view the market. You know what I'm saying? You have to wait for that next opportunity to enter into the market. You have to wait for price to retrace and then get in on that opportunity. All right, you guys, for the third cause of FOMO, I have jealousy. This often takes place when you're following a profitable trader on social media, or let's say that you're in a group chat like Telegram or Discord, where a variety of different traders post their analysis all the time. And for this example, I'm going to go off the Telegram and Discord. So let's say that you're taking a sale on GU, and inside of your Discord or Telegram, there's a variety of different traders who are always profitable, always seems like they're profitable, always wins, or whatever. And they're all saying that, all right, GU's going long. So instead of taking your sell bias on GU, you go long on GU. And as soon as you go long, 2-3 hours goes by and price actually falls. You get stopped out of your buy trade. So instead of actually following your initial bias, you took their bias. And the issue that comes in with this is obviously, one, you took a trade where you have no idea what their analysis was. You have no idea what their confluences was. You don't even know why they took that trade. 2, it was a 50-50 chance that it was either going to sell off or that it was going to be a buy. So instead of following somebody else blindly inside of the market, you should follow your own analysis, because at the end of the day, if you had lost that trade, at least you would have known why you lost that trade. You know what I'm saying? You could have looked back, look at your trading plan and seen like, all right, where did I mess up? But if you're taking somebody else's trade, you can't really do that, because you don't even know what their analysis really was. You don't know what their mindset was before they enter into that trade. So you should always follow your own bias and not take somebody else's trade just because of their accolades or their achievements, because at the end of the day, nobody can predict the market. Nobody knows what's going to happen next.